Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we will be making a delicious jerk pork recipe. Remember, for all the ingredients and measurements, it will be listed down below in the description box. Now, let's get started. So guys, we'll first start by making a marinade for our pork. Today I'll be making my marinade from scratch. I've actually went ahead and looked up all the ingredients that's listed in the jerk seasoning bottle, and I decided to make my own. Now I am going to be using all the ingredients listed here, and just a few things I'll add in extra that I think will bring a little bit more flavor to the recipe. So in my bowl here, I have some thyme, I have one red jalapeno, I have one Scotch bonnet. You can use as much or as little Scotch bonnet that you like. I have some onions, garlic, and scallion. And in my little container here, I have some allspice, nutmeg, black pepper, and brown sugar. And for my brown sugar, I will be using this brand here that you can find on Amazon or any one of the Asian supermarket in your area. If not, go ahead and use the regular brown sugar. And in here I have some jerk seasoning, the dry jerk seasoning. This is the brand I'll be using. And in here I have some Steakhouse old-fashioned sauce, and this is the brand I am using. And for the citrus, I will be using a piece of lime, if I didn't mention. For allspice, this is the brand I will be using. And if you can't find this allspice, you can go ahead and use the allspice pimento, whole pimento. You will have to blend this in your seasoning and it will become nice and smooth. Now what you're going to do is add in your scallions and all your green seasoning here. Now to that, I'm gonna go in here with my steak sauce. And you can add any other brown sauce if you have. If you don't like to use the steak sauce or you can't find a steak sauce, you can use any sauce of your choice. And I'm gonna go in here with my dry jerk seasoning and all the rest of the dry ingredients here. This recipe will call for a little bit of salt, but you're not gonna add the salt in the blender. You're just gonna add the salt when you're marinating your pork. You're going to add in your salt because you want to have control of the amount you have in there. So, you know, it's going to be to your preference how salty you like your meat to be. I am also going to squeeze this half lime juice in here. If you like to add some more citrus flavor to it, go ahead and use the whole lime. But for me, this half is good enough. It's probably equivalent to about 2 teaspoons. So you can go ahead and add in about 2 teaspoons of lime juice. And now we want to blend this to make sure we have a nice smooth consistency. Now this is the consistency you're looking for here. And here's a look at my pork. I already washed and dried them. Now you want to go ahead and add in all of the jerk seasoning we made earlier. Now go ahead and massage that season on all the pieces of your pork. And now it's time to add in our salt. Today I will be using some garlic salt. Remember, if you're using the regular salt, you will have to use less than I am using because my garlic salt is a diluted version with garlic powder in it. So just keep that in mind and be mindful of when you're adding your salt. if you are using the regular salt. Now that I'm done seasoning my meat, I'm going to leave this to marinate overnight, and I'll come back tomorrow and show you guys the next step. If you don't want to leave yours overnight, you can leave it to sit on the side for about 4 hours. And if not, you can start cooking this right away. It's not a big deal. If you decide to leave this overnight, just remember to cover it in a sealed tight container before putting it into your fridge. And I'll see you back tomorrow. So guys, fast forward to the next day. Here I have my pork. Now go ahead and place them in the pan. I've lined my pan with a piece of foil paper just for easy cleanup. Now I'm going to use a piece of foil paper to cover my pan. That way I'm going to lock in all the steam and heat in the pan so that everything can be cooked evenly. Now I'm going to place this in my oven. My oven is preheated to 425 degrees. We will bake this for the first 45 minutes covered with the foil paper, and after 45 minutes I'll remove the foil paper and we'll start flipping it until it meets to the tenderness that you like. Remember, every time you flip it or every time you check on it, be sure to pick up some of the water in the pan and baste the top. So guys, after 40 minutes we are checking on our pork, and what you want to do next is just flip it over on the other side, and we're going to place this back in the oven to bake until it becomes nice and tender. You want to make sure you check on it every 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that nothing is burning and there is still water in the bottom of the pan. And after a second 40 minutes of baking, it's finally done. The meat is nice and tender to the way I like it. Now I'm just gonna plate some of this up so that I get a nice thumbnail, and I'll show you guys the final result. Now that brings us to the end of today's video. If this video was any helpful to you, I do hope you consider subscribing to the channel. As usual, I want to say thank you for watching, goodbye, and I'll see you in my next video.